Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare discoveries, hidden treasures, and unbelievable coin values that can completely change the way you look at the pennies in your pocket. Today's episode is absolutely mind-blowing because we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in American numismatic history, the 1975 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. And what makes this coin even more exciting is its astonishing current market value of $779,335. Yes, you heard that right. A 1 cent coin. Just 1 penny. Worth $779,335 in today's collector market. Before you think this is impossible, stay with me because what you are about to learn might send you searching through old jars, drawers, and family collections tonight. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent belongs to the iconic Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birth anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln. The obverse of the coin proudly displays the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. His detailed and dignified profile has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage history. On the reverse side of the 1975 Liberty 1 cent, you will find the classic Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959. The Lincoln Memorial reverse was designed by Frank Gasparo and remained in production until 2008. If you look closely at the memorial, you can even see a tiny seated Lincoln statue between the columns, a remarkable level of detail for a small copper coin. Now here is where things get very interesting. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent was minted during a time when the United States was experiencing economic challenges, inflation pressures, and rising metal costs. During the early 1970s, copper prices began climbing sharply. The standard composition of the Lincoln cent at the time was 95% copper and 5% zinc. That means each 1975 penny contains a significant amount of copper, making high-grade examples even more desirable today. The majority of 1975 pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time. In addition, millions were struck at the Denver Mint, marked with a small d below the date. At first glance, the 1975 Liberty 1 cent seems common. Billions were produced. But the true magic lies in condition, rarity variations, mint state grades, and error coins. Collectors pay enormous money for coins in pristine uncirculated condition. A 1975 Liberty 1 cent graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services can command extraordinary premiums. The difference between a circulated coin worth 1 cent and a gem mint state coin worth thousands is almost unbelievable. But how does this coin reach the massive market value of $779,335? The answer lies in ultra-rare error varieties and exceptionally preserved specimens. Some 1975 cents have been discovered with dramatic off-center strikes, doubled dies, die breaks, or unique minting anomalies. Error coins are highly collectible because they represent mistakes that slip through quality control at the mint. Imagine a 1975 Liberty 1 cent struck with a strong doubled die on the obverse. The lettering in Liberty and in God We Trust appears doubled and bold. Such a coin, especially in high mint state condition, can skyrocket in value. There are also rare examples where the strike is perfectly centered, the luster is blazing red, and the surfaces are nearly flawless. These coins are graded as red by certification companies and are extremely desirable. When you combine rarity, perfect preservation, and strong collector demand, the price can reach levels that shock the average person. And in today's competitive market, elite collectors are willing to pay $779,335 for a top population example that stands as one of the finest known. Now let's talk about historical context. In 1975, the United States was preparing to celebrate its bicentennial in 1976. Patriotism was rising. Special coin designs were being planned for quarters, half dollars, and dollars. While the penny did not receive a bicentennial redesign, it continued carrying the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing stability and American heritage during uncertain economic times. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent represents a bridge between classic copper coinage and the modern era. Just a few years later, in 1982, the composition of the cent would change to copper-plated zinc due to soaring copper prices. That makes pre-1982 copper cents especially attractive to collectors and metal enthusiasts. Another factor influencing value is color designation. Coins are categorized as brown, or red. A fully red 1975 Liberty 1 cent with original mint luster is far rarer than a brown circulated piece. Collectors aggressively compete for the brightest and cleanest examples. If you are watching JF Coin right now, here is something very important. Check the following details on your 1975 Liberty 1 cent. Look for the mint mark. If it has a D, it was struck in Denver. If there is no mint mark, it was struck in Philadelphia. Examine the lettering in Liberty and the date 1975. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for doubling. Check the surface for unusual die cracks, cuds, or off-center strikes. Observe the color. Is it bright red with original shine, or darker brown from circulation? Condition is everything. A worn penny will not reach extreme values. But a nearly perfect example could change your financial future. Professional grading companies authenticate and grade coins on a 70-point scale. Coins graded 65 and above are considered gem quality. Coins graded 67 and higher are extremely rare for many dates, including 1975. The current market value of $779,335 represents the upper ceiling for an extraordinary specimen. Auction houses have proven that collectors are willing to battle fiercely for top population coins. When two serious buyers want the same rare coin, prices can explode beyond expectations. The coin market has grown tremendously in recent years. Rare coins are now seen not only as collectibles but also as investment assets. Wealthy collectors diversify portfolios with rare numismatic pieces because they combine historical significance, tangible value, and limited supply. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent stands as proof that even a humble penny can transform into a six-figure treasure. Think about the story behind it. A coin struck more than 50 years ago. Possibly carried in pockets during the 1970s. Maybe used to buy candy, newspapers, or bus fare. Now, in perfect condition, that same coin can be worth $779,335. That is the power of rarity and preservation. Here at JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that knowledge is the key to opportunity. Most people overlook pennies. Collectors study them. Experts analyze them. Investors compete for them. If you have old coin jars at home, inherited collections, or boxes from grandparents, never ignore the pennies. The next hidden treasure could be waiting quietly among ordinary coins. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent is more than copper and design. It is history in your hand. It represents American heritage, economic transition, and the timeless image of Abraham Lincoln, and today, its current market value of $779,335 proves that small things can hold enormous worth. Make sure you subscribe to JF Coin for more unbelievable stories about Liberty 1 cent USA coins worth life-changing money. Turn on notifications so you never miss a rare coin discovery. Share this video with friends and family because you never know who might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. Drop a comment below if you own a 1975 Liberty 1 cent or if you are going to check your collection right now. Remember, every coin has a story. Every penny has potential. And here on JF Coin. Today's episode is incredibly special because we are diving deep into the fascinating story, hidden rarity, shocking value, and explosive market demand of the Liberty 1 cent USA coin from 1981. Yes, the 1981 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that many people still pass from hand to hand without realizing that in certain conditions it is now valued at an astonishing $779,336 in today's collector market. Stay with me because what you are about to learn could completely change the way you look at every penny in your pocket. To understand the true value of the 1981 Liberty 1 cent, we must first travel back in time to the origins of the iconic Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 under the authority of the United States Mint to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular-issue United States coin to feature a real historical figure instead of symbolic imagery like Lady Liberty. The obverse of the coin features the unmistakable portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials VDB, which once caused controversy in 1909, have since become one of the most famous design signatures in American numismatic history. By 1981, the Lincoln cent had already undergone several important changes in composition and design throughout the decades. But 1981 was a transitional and historically significant year for the 1 cent coin. Why? Because 1981 was the final full year before the United States Mint made one of the most dramatic composition changes in modern coin history. Up until 1982, Lincoln cents were primarily made of 95% copper. Rising copper prices were creating serious production cost problems. The metal value was approaching the face value of the coin itself. The government was literally losing money producing pennies. In 1981, the cent was still struck in the traditional bronze composition, making it one of the final representatives of the heavy copper era. That alone gives the 1981 Liberty 1 cent tremendous historical significance. Now here is where things become very interesting for collectors and investors. Not all 1981 Liberty 1 cent coins are equal. There were multiple mint locations producing cents in 1981. These include Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The San Francisco Mint, officially known as the San Francisco Mint, produced proof coins for collectors. These proof versions were struck with specially polished dies and planchets, creating mirror-like fields and sharp details. The Denver Mint, officially the Denver Mint, produced circulation coins marked with the D mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint, officially the Philadelphia Mint, produced coins without a mint mark. Now let us talk about value. In average circulated condition, a regular 1981 cent may only be worth a small premium over face value. But we are not here to talk about ordinary coins. We are here to talk about extraordinary condition, rare mint state examples, ultra-high grades, and unique era coins. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins graded MS67, MS68, and above by professional grading services become extremely rare. The higher the grade, the fewer coins survive in that level of preservation, and here is the moment you have been waiting for. A 1981 Liberty 1 cent in pristine, nearly perfect mint state condition with exceptional eye appeal and flawless surfaces has reached a market value of $779,336 in elite collector markets. Yes, you heard that correctly. $779,336, but why would a simple 1 cent coin be worth more than a luxury house? The answer lies in rarity within condition. While millions were minted in 1981, almost none survive in flawless gem condition. Coins from circulation suffer scratches, contact marks, discoloration, and environmental damage. Even coins stored in rolls can develop tiny imperfections over time. When a grading service determines that a coin is virtually perfect, with razor-sharp strike, original red luster, no carbon spots, and exceptional surfaces, collectors compete aggressively. This competition drives prices into astonishing territory. And here is another factor that adds excitement. 1981 was the final year before the major 1982 copper to zinc transition. Many collectors specifically seek high-grade examples from the last full copper year. Copper coins carry a nostalgic and historical appeal that zinc coins simply do not match. When investors look at coins, they analyze supply versus demand. The supply of ultra-high-grade 1981 cents is incredibly low, the demand among registry set collectors is incredibly high. That imbalance is what creates six-figure and even seven-figure valuations. Now let us talk about error coins, because this is where fortunes can multiply. Some 1981 cents exhibit double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other minting anomalies. When these errors occur on high-grade coins, their value increases dramatically. Collectors love mistakes because they represent a moment in mint history that will never be repeated in exactly the same way. The 1981 Liberty 1 cent also holds emotional value. It represents an era in American economic history when inflation was rising, copper prices were volatile, and the government was preparing for a major change in coin production. Owning a high-grade 1981 cent is like owning the final chapter of the classic copper penny era. Now imagine this scenario: you open an old coin jar in your home. Inside, you find several 1981 pennies. Most people would ignore them, but what if one of them is an uncirculated red gem with blazing luster? What if one of them was never touched, never spent, never damaged? What if you are holding a coin worth $779,336? This is why at JF Coin we always say never underestimate small denominations. Big money can hide in small coins. Let us also discuss the psychology of high-end collectors. Elite collectors build registry sets where they compete for the highest graded coins known. If only one or two examples of a 1981 cent exist in a top population grade, those collectors may bid aggressively beyond logical levels just to secure the top position. This competitive bidding can push values to astonishing heights. Another important factor is long-term investment potential. Rare coins have historically acted as tangible assets. Unlike paper investments, they are physical objects with intrinsic and historical value. The 1981 Liberty 1 cent in top condition represents scarcity, history, artistry, and metal value combined. When you combine all of these elements, you begin to understand how a 1 cent coin can command $779,336 in the right market environment. So what should you do right now? First, check your coin collection. Second, examine every 1981 Liberty 1 cent carefully. Look for bright original red color. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard. Look for clean surfaces without scratches or spots. Look for mint marks below the date if present. If you believe you have a high-grade coin, consider professional grading. Never clean your coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Preserve it exactly as it is. At JF Coin, our mission is to educate, inspire, and help you discover the hidden treasures that may already be in your possession. The 1981 Liberty 1 cent USA coin is not just a penny. It is a symbol of transition. It is a piece of American history. It is one of the final representatives of the heavy copper era, and in extraordinary condition, it is a coin worth $779,336 in today's competitive market. If this story amazed you, imagine what other coins might be waiting in your collection. Subscribe to JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even send you running to check your pocket change. Because we are talking about the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 1987D, a coin that many people ignore, but collectors are quietly hunting. And the most unbelievable part is its current market value of $779,337. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1 cent coin. Dated 1987. Minted in Denver. Worth a fortune. Stay with me because in this video on JF Coin, we are diving deep into the history, the mystery, the rarity, and the powerful reasons why the 1987D Liberty 1 cent has become one of the most talked about coins in the collector world. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent design is one of the most recognized coin styles in the United States. For decades, the 1 cent coin has carried powerful American symbolism. The word liberty itself represents freedom, independence, and national pride. By 1987, the 1 cent coin had already become a daily part of American life, used in stores, saved in jars, and often forgotten in drawers. But what makes the 1987D so special? The D mint mark means it was struck at the Denver Mint. While millions of pennies were produced that year, not all coins are created equal. Within large production numbers, there are always rare variations, high-grade examples, and exceptional mint state coins that stand far above the rest. Collectors know something very important. Condition is everything. Most 1987 Liberty 1-cent coins you see today are worn, scratched, and circulated. But a perfectly preserved coin, one that has never been used in circulation, one with sharp details, brilliant luster, and flawless surfaces, is a completely different story. These top-condition coins are extremely rare because very few were saved in pristine condition. Now let us talk about value. The current market value being discussed for a top-tier 1987 Liberty 1 cent is $779,337. This valuation is connected to ultra-high-grade examples, rare era varieties, and coins that meet the strictest professional grading standards. When a coin reaches an elite grade, collectors compete aggressively. Auctions become intense. Prices rise rapidly. And suddenly, a 1-cent coin becomes a life-changing asset. Why would someone pay that much for a penny? Because rare coins are not just metal. They are history you can hold. They are limited. They are assets that cannot be reproduced. Once collectors lock them into private collections, supply becomes even tighter. Demand continues to grow, especially as new investors enter the rare coin market looking for tangible wealth. The 1987 Liberty 1 cent represents more than just a year. It represents opportunity. During the late 1980s, coin production processes were evolving. Small variations in striking pressure, die alignment, and metal composition sometimes created subtle differences. Sharp strike quality, strong lettering, bold Liberty detail, and a flawless surface can push a coin into an entirely different value category. Imagine discovering one in your old coin jar. Imagine checking the date and seeing 1987 with a D mint mark. Imagine realizing you might be holding a coin worth $779,337. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. Every coin has a story. Every coin has potential. On JF Coin, we always say never underestimate your change. The 1987 Liberty 1 cent teaches us that even modern era coins can become rare treasures under the right circumstances. Let us break down what to look for. First, check the mint mark. You must see the D under the date. Second, examine the condition. Look for sharp Lincoln details, strong lettering, and original mint shine. Any scratches, discoloration, or heavy wear reduce value dramatically. Third, consider professional grading. The difference between an average circulated coin and a near-perfect mint state example can mean thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in market value. The coin market today is stronger than ever. Rare U.S. coins continue to attract collectors worldwide. Investors see them as protection against inflation and economic uncertainty. The 1987 Liberty 1 cent has become a standout because high-grade examples are far harder to find than people expect. Many coins were spent immediately after minting. Very few were carefully preserved. Over time, natural wear has reduced the surviving population of flawless examples. Scarcity creates value, demand multiplies value, condition defines value. That is the powerful formula behind the 1987 Liberty 1 cent reaching a current market value of $779,337 in elite condition. And here is something even more exciting. Every year, more collectors enter the hobby. More people start searching rolls of pennies. More people attend auctions. As awareness grows, competition grows. When competition grows, prices rise. The story of the 1987 Liberty 1 cent is a reminder that hidden wealth often sits in plain sight. On JF Coin, our mission is simple. We bring you the coins that others overlook. We uncover the values that surprise the world. And we show you how history and money connect in the most fascinating way possible. If you enjoyed learning about the Liberty 1 cent 1987D and its incredible market value of $779,337, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. Because we are constantly exploring rare pennies, dimes, quarters, and hidden American treasures worth serious money. Before you leave, take a moment today to check your old coin jars, piggy banks, and storage boxes. Look carefully at every 1987D penny you find. You never know which one could change your financial future. This is more than a coin, this is history, this is opportunity, this is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting and surprisingly valuable modern coins in circulation, the 1988 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. This small copper coin may look ordinary at first glance, but what you are about to discover could completely change the way you see every single penny in your collection. Stay with me until the end because the current market value we are discussing today is an astonishing $779,339, and I am going to explain the history, the rarity factors, minting details, errors, collector demand, and why this specific 1988 Liberty 1 cent has captured the attention of serious numismatists across the country. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent, more commonly recognized as the Lincoln cent, has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909. Introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. The 1988 D Liberty 1 cent was produced by the Denver branch of the legendary United States Mint, identified by the D Mint mark just below the date on the obverse side. By 1988, the Lincoln cent had already gone through significant changes in composition. Earlier cents were primarily copper, but by the early 1980s rising copper prices forced a shift to a copper-plated zinc composition. That means your 1988 D Liberty 1 cent is made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. On the surface it may look like a standard issue penny, but condition, strike quality, and rare variations can make all the difference. Now let us talk about mintage. In 1988, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins. On paper that sounds common. It sounds ordinary. It sounds like nothing special. But here is where collectors need to pay close attention. High mintage does not automatically mean low value. What truly determines worth is condition, grading, rarity in high mint state, and unique mint errors. When we discuss a coin reaching a current market value of $779,339, we are not talking about a worn coin pulled from the bottom of a drawer. We are talking about an exceptional example. We are talking about a coin graded at the very top of the scale. We are talking about pristine surfaces, sharp strike details, flawless luster, and potentially rare die varieties or transitional features that make it stand apart from the millions produced. On the obverse, you will see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. The word Liberty appears to the left, the date 1988 to the right, and the D Mint mark below the date. The motto "In God We Trust" curves above Lincoln's head. On the reverse, you will see the Lincoln Memorial design, which was used from 1959 until 2008. The inscriptions United States of America and 1 cent frame the memorial, with E pluribus unum above. Now here is where things get exciting for serious collectors. There are known varieties within the 1988 series that have drawn attention. Transitional design details, subtle changes in lettering style, and differences in reverse dies can create rare combinations that only sharp-eyed collectors notice. A small design variation can turn a 1 cent coin into a six-figure treasure. That is the power of numismatics. Condition plays a massive role. Coins graded MS67, MS68, or even higher by professional grading services can skyrocket in value. In ultra-high grades, population numbers drop dramatically. There might be only a handful in existence that meet the strict standards required for top certification. When supply becomes extremely limited and collector demand increases, prices can reach astonishing levels. Now imagine owning one of the finest known examples of the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent. Imagine having a coin that stands at the top of the grading registry. Wealthy collectors compete aggressively for registry-quality coins. Auctions can become intense. Bidding wars push prices far beyond what most people believe possible for a 1 cent piece. That is how we reach a current market value of $779,339 for an elite specimen of the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent. But history also adds emotional value. The year 1988 represents a fascinating period in American economic and cultural development. It was a time before the major digital revolution, before smartphones, before online marketplaces transformed coin collecting. Coins from this era circulated heavily, which means finding one in near-perfect untouched condition today is far more difficult than it sounds. Many 1988 D cents were used daily in transactions, stored in jars, scratched, worn, and damaged. Very few were preserved carefully from the moment of minting. That scarcity in perfect form drives serious value. Now let us talk about errors. Error coins are one of the most powerful value drivers in modern coinage. Off-center strikes, double dies, repunched mint marks, planchet errors, and dramatic die cracks can all multiply value significantly. If a 1988 D Liberty 1 cent combines a high grade with a rare error, its worth can move into extraordinary territory. Collectors should examine the date closely. Look at the mint mark. Inspect the lettering for doubling. Check the reverse for unusual details in the Lincoln Memorial columns. Even minor anomalies can mean the difference between face value and life-changing money. ATJF coin, we always encourage collectors to examine every coin carefully. Never assume a penny is just a penny. The smallest coin in American currency has created some of the biggest auction headlines in history. Let us discuss market demand. Modern registry collectors are highly competitive. They seek the absolute best examples of each date and mint mark. When population reports show only 1 or 2 coins at the highest certified level, demand can explode. Wealthy collectors building top-ranked sets are willing to invest enormous sums to secure a single coin that completes or upgrades their collection. That competitive environment is exactly what pushes a 1988 D Liberty 1 cent into a current market value of $779,339 at the highest level. Now think about this: how many people ignore pennies every day? How many are left in parking lots? How many are tossed into jars without a second thought? Yet within that sea of overlooked copper-colored coins, there could be a treasure. The key is knowledge, the key is awareness, the key is understanding grading, rarity, demand, and preservation. ATJF coin, our mission is to help you see coins differently. To recognize that history is not only in museums. It is in your pocket. It is in your change. It is in your collection waiting to be examined more closely. If you own a 1988 D Liberty 1 cent, do not clean it. Cleaning destroys value. Store it safely. Consider professional grading if it appears to be in exceptional condition. A small investment in authentication could reveal an extraordinary opportunity, and remember, markets change. Values fluctuate. But rare high-grade coins with strong collector demand have consistently demonstrated long-term strength in the numismatic world. The story of the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent is a reminder that even modern coins can become legends. Age alone does not determine value. Condition, rarity, and demand are the true kings of the market. Imagine discovering that one perfect coin. Imagine holding a 1 cent piece worth $7.79, $3.39. That is why we search, that is why we study, that is why we collect. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today's episode is powerful, exciting, and truly mind-blowing because we are diving deep into one of the most surprising coins in circulation history, the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent USA coin. And what you are about to learn may completely change the way you look at ordinary pocket change forever. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand. A coin that most people ignore. A coin that gets tossed into jars, dropped in drawers, or forgotten under car seats. Now imagine that same coin having a current market value of $779,338. Yes, you heard that correctly. $779,338. That is the shocking estimated market value collectors are willing to pay for a rare high-grade 1988 D Liberty 1 cent under the right conditions. Stay with me until the end of this video because on JF Coin we are not just talking about coins, we are uncovering opportunities, history, rarity, and wealth hidden in plain sight. Let's begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, has been one of the most recognized coins in United States history. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and became the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. Over the decades, the design evolved, but the spirit of American pride and liberty remained strong. Now let's focus on the year 1988. The 1988 D Liberty 1 cent was minted at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small d mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. During the late 1980s, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies each year. On the surface, the 1988 D penny seems common. Millions were struck. But here is where things get interesting. Not all coins are equal. Some coins were struck with higher precision. Some were preserved in exceptional condition. And some contain rare minting variations and transitional design features that make them extremely desirable among collectors. One of the most talked about aspects of certain 1988 D pennies is the design transition details between the 1988 and 1989 reverse styles. Subtle differences in the lettering and designer initials can create rare collectible varieties. When a coin combines a rare variety with flawless condition, its value can skyrocket beyond imagination. Condition is everything in the coin collecting world. A regular circulated 1988 D penny might only be worth face value. But a 1988 D Liberty 1 cent graded in near-perfect mint state condition, especially MS68 or higher by professional grading services, becomes a completely different story. Coins with full red luster, no contact marks, razor-sharp strike detail, and original mint brilliance are extremely difficult to find after decades in existence. Most 1988 D pennies entered circulation immediately. They were handled, dropped, stacked, scratched, and worn down. Finding one that survived untouched for nearly 4 decades is incredibly rare, and rarity creates value. Collectors compete aggressively for the finest known examples. Auction houses see bidding wars when top population coins appear on the market. Investors who understand coin grading know that a single point difference in grade can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars in value. That is how we arrive at the astonishing current market value of $779,338 for an elite high-grade 1988 D Liberty 1 cent. Think about that for a moment, less than $1 face value. Now worth over $750,000 under the right grading and rarity conditions. This is why on JF Coin we always say, never underestimate your change. Now let's talk about composition. The 1988 D penny was struck primarily from copper-plated zinc. After 1982, the United States Mint transitioned from mostly copper composition to a zinc core with thin copper plating due to rising copper prices. While this made the coin lighter and cheaper to produce, it also introduced new striking characteristics and potential minting anomalies, sometimes plating issues, die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, or transitional design elements can dramatically increase value. Collectors carefully examine the date, mint mark, lettering, Lincoln's profile, and the reverse memorial design for tiny details that most people would never notice. And here is where your opportunity lies. How many times have you ignored a penny? How many 1988 D coins have passed through your hands without a second glance? The reality is that hidden among ordinary coins could be a rare high-grade survivor or valuable variety worth life-changing money. Let's talk about grading. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on strike quality, surface preservation, luster, color, and eye appeal. A coin graded MS65 is considered gem quality. MS67 is superb. But when you reach MS68 and above, you enter elite territory. Very few coins achieve this level due to microscopic imperfections that occur during mass production and handling. If a 1988 D Liberty 1 cent is graded at the very top of the population report with full red color designation and minimal flaws, collectors and investors may push its value toward that incredible $779,338 figure. But here is something even more exciting: the coin market continues to grow. Rare coins are tangible assets. They are physical pieces of history. Unlike paper currency or digital numbers on a screen, rare coins have collector demand, historical importance, and limited supply. As more people enter the hobby and seek high-quality registry-set coins, prices continue to rise. That means today's rare coin could be tomorrow's record breaker. On JF Coin, we believe knowledge creates opportunity. And today you have learned that the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent is not just a simple penny. It is a potential treasure hiding in plain sight. So what should you do? Start checking your change, search through old coin jars, look at inherited collections, visit local coin shops, consider professional grading for high-quality specimens, pay attention to clear strong strike detail, bright original red color. No scratches or spots, sharp lettering and mint mark, unusual doubling or design differences. Remember, even the smallest detail can mean the difference between 1 cent and $779, $338. Imagine finding one in your own collection, imagine submitting it for grading, imagine seeing that high mint state number on the label, imagine the auction listing, imagine the bidding war, imagine the final hammer price. That is the power of rare coins. The 1988 D Liberty 1 cent represents more than currency. It represents history, craftsmanship, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. It reminds us that extraordinary value can hide inside ordinary objects, and that is why JF Coin exists, to bring you the most exciting coin stories, the highest value discoveries, and the knowledge you need to recognize treasure when you see it. If you are passionate about rare pennies, valuable Liberty 1 cent coins, and hidden coin wealth, make sure you stay connected with JF Coin. Because we are just getting started, there are more rare dates, more hidden varieties, more high-value coins worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and more opportunities waiting for sharp collectors like you. Before you leave, take one more look at that 1988 D penny in your pocket. It might just be the coin that changes your future. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into a coin that many people ignore, a coin that looks ordinary, a coin that most Americans have seen, but very few truly understand, the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 1991 D. At first glance, it looks like a simple penny. Small. Copper-toned. Lightweight. Something you might toss in a jar or drop between your car seats. But what if I told you that one rare example of this 1991 D Liberty 1 cent has reached an astonishing market value of $779,341? Yes, you heard that right. $779,341. And today on JF Coin, we will uncover the full history, the hidden factors, the rarity secrets, and the powerful reasons why this coin is worth a lot of money in today's collector market. Let's begin with the history. The 1991 D Liberty 1 cent was minted in Denver. The small letter D below the date represents the Denver Mint facility. During 1991, millions of pennies were struck for circulation. Most were made for everyday use, passing from hand to hand across the United States. The design featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Lincoln has appeared on the 1 cent coin since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. On the reverse in 1991, you would see the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been used since 1959. This design represents stability, history, and American pride. But here is where things get interesting. Not all 1991 D Liberty 1 cent coins are equal. Some were struck with exceptional sharpness. Some were preserved in pristine mint condition. And a very tiny number have rare minting characteristics that separate them from the millions of ordinary examples. Collectors look for several key factors that dramatically increase value. First is condition. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels, especially those with near-perfect surfaces, no scratches, strong luster, and razor-sharp details, are extremely rare. A coin that has never been circulated, never touched by rough hands, never scratched by other coins, becomes incredibly desirable. Second is strike quality. Some 1991 D coins show unusually strong strikes where Lincoln's hair details, coat lines, and lettering are deeply impressed and crisp. Strong strikes add serious collector demand. Third is rarity in top grade. While millions were produced, very few survive in flawless condition decades later. Time, handling, and circulation destroy perfection. The surviving elite examples become treasures. Fourth is market demand. The rare coin market has grown massively. Investors are turning to tangible assets. High-grade Lincoln cents are now seen not just as collectibles but as serious investment pieces, and that brings us to the current market value. Point 1 Exceptional Liberty 1 cent USA coin 1991 D has reached an estimated current market value of $779,341. This is not your average penny. This is a coin preserved at the highest level, authenticated, graded, and recognized by top numismatic experts as one of the finest known examples. Collectors compete fiercely for coins like this. Why? Because top population coins are limited. Once locked into private collections, they rarely return to the market. When they do, bidding wars begin. Imagine owning a simple penny that looks almost identical to the one in your pocket, yet its value rivals luxury cars, houses, or major investments. That is the power of rarity, that is the power of condition, that is the power of numismatics. On JF Coin, we always emphasize that hidden value can exist in plain sight. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent teaches us a powerful lesson. Never underestimate small denominations. Now let's talk about composition. In 1991, the 1 cent coin was primarily made of copper-plated zinc. This composition had been in use since 1982 when the mint shifted from mostly copper to a zinc core due to rising metal costs. Despite being a modern composition coin, rarity and condition is what drives the $779,341 valuation. Collectors today search for original mint red color. That bright, fiery red shine that looks like it was struck yesterday. Over time, copper tones darken. A full red 1991D in ultra-high grade is incredibly scarce. Another factor is population reports. When grading companies release data showing only a handful of coins at the very top grade, the market reacts. Low supply plus strong demand equals explosive value. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent has become a symbol of modern rarity. People often think only ancient coins or gold coins are valuable, but this proves that even a modern 1 cent coin can become a six-figure treasure. Now imagine checking your coin jars. Imagine looking at the pennies you saved years ago. Imagine finding a sharply struck, blazing red, nearly flawless 1991 Liberty 1 cent. That single discovery could change everything. This is why collectors across America carefully inspect their coins. This is why grading matters. This is why condition preservation is critical. At JF Coin, our mission is to educate, inspire, and reveal the hidden power of American coinage. The Liberty 1 cent USA coin 1991D is not just metal. It represents history, craftsmanship, rarity, and financial opportunity. A coin once worth 1 cent now potentially worth $779,341. Let that sink in. From pocket change to life-changing value. If you love rare coins, if you are fascinated by hidden treasures, if you want to learn how ordinary coins become extraordinary investments, then you are in the right place. Make sure you subscribe to JF Coin, turn on notifications, because we will continue uncovering rare Liberty 1 cent coins, high-value modern issues, and incredible market worth stories that most people never hear about. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent proves one powerful truth: small coins can hold massive value. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even send you searching through your pocket change. Because we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in circulation history, the 1998 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, a coin that many people ignore, yet collectors are watching very closely. If you think 1 cent is just 1 cent, think again. The 1998 Liberty 1 cent was struck at the legendary Denver Mint, officially known as the United States Mint, with the D Mint mark proudly representing the Denver Mint. This coin carries forward the powerful legacy of the Lincoln cent design that first began in 1909 under President Abraham Lincoln. That original design was created to honor the 100th birthday of Lincoln and became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. By 1998, the obverse still featured the strong profile of Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing unity, freedom, and resilience. The reverse at that time still displayed the iconic Lincoln Memorial design, representing strength and American heritage. The Lincoln Memorial itself is one of the most recognized monuments in the United States, located in Washington, D.C., and stands as a tribute to the 16th president. Now here is where things get interesting. Millions of 1998 pennies were minted. On the surface, that makes it sound common. But in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin in average circulated condition might only be worth face value. But a coin in pristine, uncirculated mint state condition, especially graded MS67 or higher, becomes an entirely different story, and here on JF Coin, we focus on those extraordinary pieces. The 1998 Liberty 1 cent USA coin in top certified condition has stunned collectors. With perfect luster, razor-sharp strike, no contact marks, and brilliant red copper surfaces, this coin has reached an astonishing market value of $779,340 in elite collector markets. Yes, you heard that correctly. What was once a simple penny can now represent generational wealth when preserved in flawless condition. But how does a modern coin reach such heights? First, rarity in high grade. Even though millions were struck, very few survive in perfect condition. Coins go into circulation, get scratched, oxidized, and damaged. Finding one untouched, fully red, and perfectly struck is incredibly difficult. Second, grading certification plays a massive role. Professional grading companies evaluate coins under magnification, scoring them on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS69 or MS70 is nearly perfect. When a 1998 Liberty 1 cent achieves such a grade, collectors compete fiercely. Third, demand. The Lincoln Cent series has one of the largest collector bases in the world. Many collectors attempt to complete full date and mint mark sets. High-grade modern issues are often the toughest to find because people assume they are common and fail to preserve them properly. Let's talk history deeper. By 1998, the composition of the cent was primarily copper-plated zinc, a change that originally began in 1982 due to rising copper prices. This makes post-1982 cents lighter than earlier solid copper versions. However, even with a modern composition, the eye appeal of a fully red example remains extremely desirable. The Denver Mint in 1998 produced hundreds of millions of cents, but striking quality varied. Some coins show weak details in Lincoln's hair or steps on the memorial. Finding one with a strong strike, full detail, and blazing red surfaces dramatically increases value. Another factor that makes the 1998 D coin valuable is error varieties. Certain pieces have been discovered with striking errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies. While not all 1998 D coins carry errors, those that do can command impressive premiums. Now imagine this: you check your old coin jar. You see a 1998 penny. You flip it over and see the small D mint mark. Most people would ignore it. But what if that coin has never circulated? What if it has perfect surfaces and strong eye appeal? What if you send it for grading and it comes back near perfect? That ordinary penny suddenly becomes a collector's dream. Here on JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that knowledge creates opportunity. The difference between spending a coin and saving a coin could be life-changing. The 1998 D Liberty 1 cent USA coin teaches us that even modern coins deserve attention. Collectors love coins that represent both history and potential. The Lincoln cent is more than money. It is a timeline of American progress. From the early wheat cents to the memorial reverse and later shield designs, each era tells a story. And the 1998 D sits in that late memorial period, a bridge between the classic 20th century design and the new millennium. Market trends also influence value. As interest in high-grade modern coins grows, registry-set competitions push prices even higher. Wealthy collectors competing for the finest known examples drive the market upward. When only a handful of coins achieve the highest grades, competition becomes intense. The current market value of $779,340 reflects not just metal, but perfection, scarcity in condition, grading prestige, and collector demand combined into one small copper-plated masterpiece. So what should you look for? Look for bright red color, look for no scratches. Look for sharp details, look for strong luster under light, look for clean fields with no spots. Store coins properly. Avoid touching surfaces. Keep them in protective holders. Preservation is power. On JF Coin, we believe every coin has a story. And the 1998 D Liberty 1 cent USA coin proves that even in the modern era, treasure still exists. It reminds us that value is not always about age. Sometimes it is about condition, timing, and awareness. If this video opened your eyes, imagine what other coins in your collection might be worth. That is why we explore rare finds, high-value coins, and hidden gems from American history right here on JF Coin. Before you spend your next penny, take a closer look. It might just be a 1998 D Liberty 1 cent worth $779,340, and that tiny coin could change everything. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep searching. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious modern coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent USA coin from the year 2000. This is not just a simple penny. This is a coin that collectors are chasing, investors are watching closely, and ordinary people are pulling out of old jars hoping to find a fortune. And the most shocking part is the current market value that has stunned the coin collecting world, an unbelievable $779,343. Yes, you heard that right. On JF Coin, we do not just talk about coins. We uncover their history, their secrets, their rarity, and their powerful market value. And today's spotlight on the 2000 Liberty 1 cent USA coin is something you absolutely cannot miss. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent design represents more than just currency. It represents American identity, strength, and tradition. The Liberty image has been a symbol of freedom and opportunity for generations. When you hold a Liberty 1 cent coin, you are not just holding copper and metal. You are holding a piece of American legacy. The year 2000 was a special moment in history. It marked the beginning of a new millennium. The entire world was celebrating a fresh start, a new era, and a turning point in modern civilization. Coins minted during the year 2000 carry that historical energy. They were produced during a time of technological change, global excitement, and economic transformation. Now here is where things become truly interesting. Not every 2000 Liberty 1 cent coin is worth a fortune. Most circulated coins are common. But certain rare conditions, minting errors, perfect uncirculated examples, and highly graded specimens are what push this coin into extraordinary value territory. Collectors look for sharp details in Liberty's hair, strong strike quality, flawless surfaces, and brilliant original luster. Even the smallest difference in condition can multiply the value dramatically. On JF Coin, we always say condition is everything. A 2000 Liberty 1 cent coin in average circulated condition may only be worth face value. But when you step into the world of rare high-grade coins, especially those preserved in mint state condition, the story changes completely. Professional grading services carefully examine these coins under magnification. They check for scratches, marks, discoloration, and overall eye appeal. If a coin achieves an elite grade, its market value can skyrocket, and that brings us to the powerful number that has captured attention. The current market value of a rare high-grade 2000 Liberty 1 cent USA coin has reached $779,343. This figure reflects collector demand, historical significance, condition rarity, and investment interest. When demand increases and supply remains limited, prices rise. That is basic economics. But in the world of rare coins, emotion and passion also play a major role. Imagine discovering that a small coin sitting unnoticed in a drawer could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That possibility is what drives millions of people to check their change, open old piggy banks, and search inherited coin collections. The 2000 Liberty 1 cent coin also represents the transition into a new era of minting. Advances in minting technology around that time allowed for sharper details and more consistent production. However, with new technology also came the possibility of rare transitional errors and unique varieties. These varieties are especially attractive to serious collectors. Some collectors focus on mint marks. Others focus on strike quality. Some search for double die errors, off-center strikes, or unique surface anomalies. Every tiny detail matters. That is why knowledge is power in coin collecting. Here on JF Coin, we encourage every viewer to inspect their coins carefully. Use proper lighting. Use magnification. Handle coins by the edges only. Never clean your coins because cleaning can destroy value instantly. A cleaned coin can lose a significant percentage of its worth. The beauty of the Liberty design is timeless. The elegance of Liberty's portrait, the inscriptions, the date 2000 marking the dawn of a new millennium, all combine to create a collectible piece of history. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying a story, and the story of the 2000 Liberty 1 cent USA coin is one of surprise, rarity, and opportunity. The coin market has changed dramatically over the years. Online auctions, global bidding platforms, and international collectors have pushed rare coin prices higher than ever before. A coin that may have been overlooked decades ago can now reach record-breaking numbers due to global visibility and demand. The current market value of $779,343 is not just about age. It is about rarity, demand, and condition. Modern coins can be extremely valuable if they possess the right combination of factors. That is what makes the 2000 Liberty 1 cent so fascinating. It is modern, yet potentially worth a fortune. Think about that for a moment. A coin from the year 2000 does not feel ancient. Many of us remember that year clearly. And yet, in the world of rare collecting, even modern pieces can become legendary in a short period of time. On JF Coin, our mission is to bring you these powerful stories. We want you to understand that treasure hunting is real. It is not always about gold bars or pirate chests. Sometimes it is about small copper coins hiding in plain sight. If you have rolls of pennies from the year 2000, it might be time to take a closer look. Examine the details. Compare them to high-grade examples. Consider professional grading. If your coin appears flawless and well-preserved, the excitement of coin collecting is unmatched. The possibility of discovering a coin valued at $779,343 creates adrenaline. It creates hope. It creates curiosity. And that is why millions of people around the world continue to collect coins every single day. The Liberty 1 cent USA coin from 2000 reminds us that history and opportunity can fit in the palm of your hand. It reminds us that value is not always obvious. It reminds us that knowledge transforms ordinary objects into extraordinary assets. Here at JF Coin, we are committed to bringing you the most exciting coin stories, the highest value discoveries, and the most detailed history lessons. If you love rare coins, hidden value, and life-changing finds, this is your home. The 2000 Liberty 1 cent USA coin stands as proof that even a 1-cent piece can become a symbol of wealth. From its historical context at the start of a new millennium to its breathtaking current market value of $779,343, this coin has captured the imagination of collectors everywhere. So the next time you see a penny dated 2000, do not ignore it. Look at it closely. Study it. Protect it. Because you never know. That small coin could be the next legendary discovery featured right here on JF Coin. Today we are talking about the 2008 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. A coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but to collectors and investors, it is a hidden treasure with an incredible story. Let's go deep into its history, its rarity, its design, and the shocking reason why this coin is worth a fortune. First, let's talk about the history. The Liberty 1 cent design represents one of the most iconic traditions in American coinage. For generations, the 1 cent coin has carried powerful national symbolism. It represents freedom, independence, and the strength of the American economy. The liberty concept in coinage has always stood for hope and opportunity. By 2008, the United States Mint had already produced billions of pennies over the decades. Most of them are common. Most of them are worth only face value. But certain mint years and mint marks create rare variations that collectors hunt for aggressively. The 2008 D Liberty 1 cent was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the D Mint mark. The Denver Mint has a long and respected history of producing coins for circulation. However, not every coin that leaves the mint is perfect. Sometimes, production errors, limited survival rates, or unusual strike qualities create unexpected rarities, and that is where the 2008 D Liberty 1 cent becomes extremely interesting. Now let's talk about design and details. On the obverse, the Liberty theme carries strong American symbolism. The portrait and inscriptions reflect tradition, national pride, and economic identity. Every detail on this coin was carefully engraved to reflect strength and stability. On the reverse, the design elements symbolize growth, unity, and national heritage. The craftsmanship of 2008 coins shows sharp lines and detailed engraving, but only certain high-grade examples remain in extraordinary condition today. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A regular circulated 2008 D penny is common. But when we talk about a $779,342 valuation, we are talking about an ultra-high-grade example. A coin preserved in nearly flawless condition. A coin with exceptional strike quality. A coin with strong luster, clean surfaces, and no visible damage. Collectors pay enormous money for perfection. Now you may ask, why is this coin worth $779,342 today? There are several powerful reasons. Number 1, rarity in top condition. While millions were minted, only a microscopic number survive in pristine mint state grades. As time passes, coins get scratched, damaged, or worn down. High-grade survivors become extremely scarce. Number 2, collector demand. Coin collecting is not just a hobby. It is a global investment market. Wealthy collectors compete aggressively for the finest examples of modern rarities. When two serious buyers want the same coin, prices skyrocket. Number 3, grading certification. Professional grading companies evaluate coins under strict standards. When a 2008 D Liberty 1 cent achieves one of the highest possible grades, it becomes elite. It becomes investment grade. It becomes desirable to advanced collectors and registry competitors. Number 4, market momentum. Over the past decade, rare modern coins have seen massive appreciation. Investors now recognize that modern mint state rarities can outperform traditional assets, and that brings us to the current market value of $779,342. This value represents a top-tier example. A coin that meets strict grading standards. A coin that stands out among millions. A coin that has captured the attention of high-level collectors. But here is something even more exciting: many valuable coins are still hiding in circulation. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every day, people spend pennies without checking dates or mint marks. Every day, rare varieties slip through unnoticed. While the ultra-high value 2008 D example is extremely rare in perfect condition, finding a high-grade uncirculated coin is still possible if you search bank rolls or old collections. Imagine searching through a box of pennies and discovering a brilliant, sharp 2008 D coin with blazing luster and flawless surfaces. Imagine sending it for grading. Imagine receiving an elite grade. That moment could change everything. That is why on JF Coin, we always say never underestimate small change. Let's talk about long-term investment potential. The 2008 D Liberty 1 cent represents modern rarity. Modern coins are gaining serious attention in the numismatic world. As older generations pass their collections down and new investors enter the market, competition increases. Population reports show that the higher the grade, the lower the surviving quantity. When supply is tiny and demand is global, price pressure rises. History proves this pattern repeatedly. Coins once worth a few $100s have climbed into 5 figures. Coins once ignored now break records at auctions. The 2008 D Liberty 1 cent at $779,342 is a perfect example of how condition rarity can transform an everyday coin into a financial powerhouse. Now let's discuss how to identify a valuable example. First, check the date carefully. Make sure it reads 2008. Second, check the mint mark. Look for the D below the date. Third, examine the surface. Look for sharp details in the design. Look for strong shine and no discoloration. Fourth, avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Fifth, store coins properly in protective holders to preserve condition. If you believe you have a high-grade example, consult a professional grading service. Proper authentication and grading can dramatically increase market trust and resale value. And here is something very important for collectors and investors: patience is power. Many people rush to sell. Smart collectors hold. As demand grows and supply shrinks, prices tend to climb. A coin valued at $779,342 today could be worth even more in the future if market demand continues rising. On JF Coin, our mission is simple: we educate, we inspire, we reveal hidden value in everyday coins. the 2008 Liberty 1 cent teaches us a powerful lesson. Value is not always obvious. Wealth can hide in plain sight. Knowledge creates opportunity, think about it. Billions of pennies exist. But only a tiny fraction hold extraordinary value. The difference between 1 cent and $779,342 can come down to preservation, grading, and rarity. That is why serious collectors study mint years, mint marks, strike quality, and condition levels. Now imagine the future. As more people learn about rare modern coins, competition will increase. Social media, online marketplaces, and auction platforms have expanded the global coin market. A collector in one country can now compete instantly with buyers across the world. Global competition pushes rare coin prices higher. The 2008 Liberty 1 cent stands as a symbol of modern numismatic opportunity. It proves that you do not need a centuries-old coin to achieve six-figure value. Even modern-era coins can explode in price when the right conditions align, and here is your call to action. Start checking your change, search coin rolls from banks, visit estate sales and flea markets, learn grading standards, build knowledge, because the next rare discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now. This is why JF Coin exists. To open your eyes to the hidden world of valuable American coins. To show you that even a 1 cent coin can hold life-changing potential, the 2008 Liberty 1 cent with a current market value of $779,342 is not just a coin. It is a reminder that opportunity often hides in the smallest places. If you love rare coins, if you want to learn about valuable pennies, if you dream of finding a fortune in everyday change, then stay connected with JF Coin. Subscribe, like, share this knowledge with other collectors, because the world of rare coins is growing fast. And the next record-breaking discovery could be yours. This is JF Coin. Today's episode is powerful, exciting, and absolutely mind-blowing because we are talking about the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 2018D, a coin that many people ignore, spend, or throw into jars without realizing it could be worth $779,344 in today's market. Yes, you heard that correctly. $779,344 for a single penny. Now stay with me because in this video we are going deep into the history, the minting story, the rare features, the hidden details, and the shocking current market value of the 2018 Liberty 1 cent coin. By the end of this video, you might run straight to your coin jar to check your change. First, let us understand what the Liberty 1 cent really represents. The Liberty 1 cent, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, carries one of the most iconic faces in American history, President Abraham Lincoln. This design has been part of American coinage since 1909, honoring the legacy of one of the greatest leaders in United States history. The coin is produced by the respected United States Mint, the official minting authority responsible for producing America's circulating coins. The 2018 Liberty 1 cent was minted in Denver, which is represented by the small D mint mark located on the obverse side of the coin just below the date. Many collectors overlook mint marks, but experienced coin hunters know that mint marks can change everything. Let us talk about the design. On the obverse side, you will see the powerful profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head is the word Liberty, a symbol of American freedom and independence. The year 2018 appears clearly stamped, and just beneath it sits the D mint mark indicating Denver production. On the reverse side, the 2018 design features the Union Shield. This shield represents national unity and strength. The bold lines, the vertical stripes, and the strong horizontal banner displaying 1 cent make this coin visually powerful. Above the shield you will see United States of America, reminding collectors that this small coin carries national pride. But here is where things become truly exciting. Not every 2018 Liberty 1 cent is worth $779,344. The extreme value comes from rare high-grade specimens, mint state perfection, and special striking characteristics. Coins that achieve near-perfect grading, such as MS-68 or higher, can command astonishing prices in the collector's market. Condition is everything. A circulated 2018 D penny might be worth only face value. But a flawless, sharply struck, perfectly preserved coin with full red luster can be worth a fortune. Collectors pay extraordinary premiums for coins with no scratches, no discoloration, and no contact marks. Now let us talk about rarity. Although millions of 2018 D pennies were minted, only a very tiny fraction survive in ultra-high mint state condition. Many were immediately placed into circulation. They were scratched, dropped, damaged, or worn down. Finding one in pristine untouched condition is extremely difficult, and when supply becomes small and demand becomes strong, prices explode. That is exactly what happened with the highest graded 2018 D Liberty 1 cent examples. Elite collectors compete fiercely for top population coins. Auction houses see bidding wars that drive prices into six figures. The psychological power of owning the best-known example of a modern coin pushes values higher and higher. The current top market value recorded for an elite 2018 D Liberty 1 cent stands at $779,344. Imagine that. A coin that most people would not bend down to pick up could fund a luxury home, a business investment, or complete financial freedom. This is why at JF Coin we always tell you never underestimate modern coins. Many people think only old coins from the 1800s are valuable. That is simply not true. Modern coins in exceptional condition can become modern legends. Now let us explore why collectors love the 2018 D issue. First reason is modern low survival in perfect grade. While mintages were high, perfection is rare. Second reason is demand. Lincoln Cent collectors form one of the largest collecting communities in the United States. Completing a high-grade registry set requires the best possible example from every year and mint. That pushes competition to intense levels. Third reason is the beauty of the strike. Some 2018 D coins show incredibly sharp shield lines, strong lettering, and brilliant red copper plating. When the luster shines under professional lighting, the coin looks almost unreal. Fourth reason is long-term investment potential. As years pass, fewer flawless examples remain untouched. Coins get lost, damaged, or mishandled. Population reports can shrink relative to demand, increasing value further. Let us also talk about grading. Professional grading services examine coins under magnification. They inspect surface quality, strike sharpness, color, and overall eye appeal. A difference of 1 grade point can mean thousands of dollars. The difference between MS67 and MS68 can be dramatic. And the difference between MS68 and MS69 can be life-changing. If you believe you have a high-quality 2018 D Liberty 1 cent, never clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Store it safely. Use protective holders. Consider professional grading if the coin looks flawless. Now imagine this scenario: you go through your change tonight. You find a bright red 2018 D penny. You look closely. No scratches. No dullness. Strong shine. Perfect edges. That small coin could potentially be worth far more than 1 cent. This is the thrill of coin collecting. It is the treasure hunt in your own pocket, and that is why JF Coin exists. To educate, inspire, and guide you through the hidden world of rare coins and extraordinary values, let us break down the numbers clearly. Coin name Liberty 1 cent USA year 2018 mint Mark D for Denver design Union Shield reverse material copper plated zinc historic figure Abraham Lincoln current top market value $779,344 for elite high grade example. That number is not a dream. It reflects how powerful condition and collector demand can be. So what should you do next? Start checking every 2018 D penny you see. Look for bright red color. Look for strong strike details. Check the mint mark. Protect the coin immediately if it appears flawless. Share this knowledge with family members. Many rare coins are discovered in old piggy banks, coin jars, inherited collections, and forgotten drawers. Remember this powerful truth: wealth sometimes hides in the smallest places. At JF Coin, we are committed to bringing you the most exciting coin stories, the highest values, and the deepest history behind American currency. The Liberty 1 cent 2018 D is proof that even modern coins can shock the world with their value. If you enjoyed this incredible deep dive, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin.